Hello and welcome along to episode 2 of The Greatest Stories Ever Told. Me, Nathan Appleby.
And me, Abby Hoskins. So this week we're going to be reviewing Kill Bill Volume 1.
Yeah, Quentin Tarantino's 2003 revenge movie.
So this was his first film after kind of, I think it was about a 6-year break, wasn't it?
Yeah, 6 years since Jackie Brown. I think a bit of hype about it. I mean, he did Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, which are both like landmark movies, modern classics.
Proper classics, yeah.
And then Jackie Brown's kind of, not as good. But then, so you kind of had 6 years off, so you're kind of like, okay, what's he going to come out next?
Yeah, I think people were pretty excited to see what direction he was going to go in, what he was going to do with it.
I think what he's come out with is sort of a film you could say, right, Ross makes a really cool movie. He's on like sex, violence.
And he's just put everything in the film.
Yeah, and he's just put them both in perfectly. I mean, there's not so much in the way of sex in it. I mean, it's more Uma Thurman and Lucy Liu looking like, they're quite nice. Yeah. I mean, from a male perspective.
Yeah, I'd have to agree as well, to be honest.
Yeah, I think perhaps there's not many male characters in the movie.
There's not.
Really,
it is a heavily female-based cast, really, if you think about it.
Yeah. I think that's good. It's kind of...
Yeah.
I remember at the time, Tarantino kind of got some flack, like, oh, it's just like a... I remember watching one interview on TV, he got like, oh, Tarantino, you kind of made women seem too violent. He's like, well, this is like an empowering movie for women. I don't know if you've seen the interview clip, and he's like, it's empowering. I mean, it's women going up and chopping up men. It's always men chopping up everyone else. And
it's nice to kind of flip it on its head for once, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, and back to sex and violence. The violence in the film is... There's so much of it. I mean, if you don't like gory movies, you might like this. Because
it offers something different.
Yeah, there's a lot of blood, but because there's a lot of blood, it's kind of comedic in a way.
Yeah.
Like he's deliberately gone over the top.
Yeah, it does offer kind of that, comic side to it. The bit where Lucy Liu chops the head off the guy.
Yeah, and it's
the
like
blood just spurts.
It goes everywhere, and there's like a massive fountain of it, and you're kind of like, is this scientifically accurate? And you kind of think, yeah, maybe if someone chopped the head off, that much blood could come out, but then it stops, and loads more comes back out, and you're like, okay, this is just amusing.
Yeah,
and it's just so good. You could just sit and watch it. I mean, if you're about a 15-year-old young male and you want to see an attractive woman chopping people up and there's blood everywhere, see this film. Movie. That you could not find a better movie.
This will suit you down to the ground.
Yes, it's just Tarantino has made a film for everyone to watch.
Yeah, it's one of those really watchable films.
It's really watchable, and not just because it's sex and violence, but there's good characterization in it as well. I mean, Tarantino's a good writer, I think anyway. And his dialogue is just, I mean, it's sharp, it's bing, bang, boom, and
there's lots of one-liners in there that, really grab your attention with it. Yeah,
you kind of, like, he gets it across, but he doesn't just get it across, he gets it across in a really cool way.
Yeah, it makes it, if you're going to be seeking your revenge, it makes you want to be Una. Seeking your revenge, doesn't it?
Yeah, I do not want to do anything to Uma Thurman in any way that might make her angry. And
you'd want her on your side.
Yes, if I was gonna go out and chop people up because they've wronged me, I'm gonna give Uma Thurman a call first and get her to come out and give me a hand, because she does such a good job in this movie. It's a proper revenge movie, and she gets her revenge. It's so.
Yeah. I like the way in the film as well that technically she doesn't have a name.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love it.
She's just referred to as the bride, or her kind of code name, Black Mamba kind of thing.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, it's kind of harking back to the old Clint Eastwood, Sergio Leone, Man with No Name trilogy.
Yeah.
Character, and I mean, but it's good that they've done that and then made it a woman, and it's good though, because I mean, she's not like a manly woman either. She's like a womanly woman.
Yeah, she's still got all the feminine side about it, but you know, she shows that she's feisty and she's vicious, and
like,
if she needs it, she will kind of crack down on someone, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a good movie. And I mean, you're pumped by this bit of character, and Uma Thurman's a really good actress in it.
There is a lot to offer from this film.
It is so good.
Mm.
I mean, it's like Tarantino's done a good job. He's done a good script. He's got good actors
Yeah.
together, and then he's got good music for it as well.
Yeah, the music, there is a lot of iconic stuff in there, I think.
Yeah, the music. I mean, Tarantino films, he's always really good. He's like Pulp Fiction. He's just got like no music specifically for that film. He's just got like favorite songs, just smacked them in there, and it works so well. Same for Kill Bill. There's such a good soundtrack.
Yeah.
You just you want to pop your head and you kind of humming it to yourself afterwards.
Yeah.
Just and when you think back to it, you always think back to the scenes with the music in. And
yeah, it's kind of really iconic, and it makes them stand out more. And I think a lot of the music that you hear in some of the fight scenes, it's kind of not what you'd expect in some ways, is it?
yeah, and then when like the fight scene at the start when there isn't music,
Yeah, I like
it
that.
adds the fact that he hasn't got music. It's good because he's just got like sound effects. It's just like two people with two knives. And it's like just like clang 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 clang, and
it makes it stand out more.
Yeah, it makes
in
it
itself,
stand out
doesn't it?
more. Yeah, it's just so good. The music in it really enhances the film, and it brings it out a lot more, I think.
Yeah.
And it helps to make the time fly, which is something that is helped by the fact that he split it up into chapters.
Yeah, I really, really like this kind of style of doing it because, it's something fresh. It's something that you haven't really seen before, doing the chapter kind of structure.
Yeah. Because he split the film up from Volume 1 and Volume 2, and then he's also split Volume 1 and Volume 2 up into chapters. So it's like you're sitting there and you're like, this film is like 20 minutes, and then the next chapter goes, and there's like 5 minutes, and then the next chapter is like 10 or whatever. And, but the chapters help to make it fly by, and it doesn't drag you through the film. It breezes you and
it kind of lets you know where you are.
Yeah, and you know where you are, and you know what's going on. And I think it's such a good film. I mean, it could have been just another film, but it's not because of...
it stands out in its own right, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it is such a standout film.
I like the way that they did split the original idea of having like a massive 3-hour-long film. I do like the way they did split that.
Yeah,
because it allows
definitely.
Yeah, because like film one, it stands out in its own right, and the massive cliffhanger at the end.
I know the cliffhanger at the end is so good because you're going through the movie and you get all this information and you get all this character and stuff, and then the cliffhanger happens and you're like, there's an intake of breath, and you're like,
there is the proper gasp,
and you're like, okay, put Volume 2 in right now, and if I haven't got it, quickly go online and buy it.
Yeah.
Or run out to the shop and get it, because...
it makes you want to watch it straight after.
Yeah, you need to watch Volume 2 after Volume 1.
Yeah. It's not one of those films that you're like, maybe I won't bother with the sequel. It's, it's a must watch. Yeah,
because Volume 2 it's not like it's a sequel, it's all one film.
Yeah. And they flow so well together.
Yeah, they really do. It's like you can literally just... You kind of want him to release a version that's Volume 1 and 2 on the same disc, stuck back together.
Yeah.
So I would like that, please, Tarantino, if you're listening.
Please, Mr. Tarantino, come on.
But, I mean, and I can't wait, because I think they announced that they're doing another one.
Yeah, I've heard bits about a Volume 3.
And... Because I think what it is I think he said he wants to do a trilogy. Yeah. So it's like every 10 years he lets a bit more go by. So I mean, Kill Bill was one film in 2003, 2004, and then 2014 I think he's planning another one, which from what rumours that I've read on the internet, which could be completely untrue, is people trying to take their revenge on Uma Thurman's character.
Yeah, kind of flipping it around, so she's the one that they're all after.
Yeah, so I mean... she's getting her revenge, and then people are going to get their revenge on her, because I mean, she's like, we were saying, it's not just henchmen that she's killing, it's characters. I mean, there's people that care that she's like taking these people out.
It's like she's left such kind of like a wake of destruction.
Yeah, God, she leaves a hell of a wake. It's like a tsunami. She's like
she lets everyone know that she's been there.
Yeah, she's like every single natural disaster rolled into one, and she does it so well.
Yeah.
you could watch it again and again, and
Yeah.
it's just
I could get through that film so many times in one day.
I could watch it. I could watch it 2 or 3 times just back to back because
Yeah.
it's just so cool. I mean, like you're saying about the music. I mean, you just like it's just so cool.
Yeah.
And then the music, and you just like sat there afterwards, like, and you're humming it to yourself, and
Yeah,
you're playing the scenes
it-
over in your mind, and you kind of want to.
It leaves such an
Just-
impact on you every time.
You want to go out and buy the soundtrack because
Yeah.
it's so cool. And
I'll just have it as the soundtrack to my life.
yes, and then I'll go out and just chop people up.
Yeah.
Not really.
But yeah, I would definitely say, you know, if you haven't seen it, give it a watch.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, give it a watch. Star rating 4 out of 5 for me.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I'd have to say, 4 out of 5 again.
Yeah, I mean a low 4, I
Mm.
think. 'Cause, I mean, it's a revenge movie, it's an action movie, but it's done well. It's done well. It's different. It's unique.
Yeah.
Which obviously raises it up from a 3 to a 4, but to get the full 5, it's not completely unique. It's still an homage to what we've seen.
Yeah, there's still the elements of it that, you know, it's not exactly kind of original, but, you know, I'm a massive Tarantino fan. I love his whole editing style. You know, it's a classic Tarantino film.
Yeah, it's
So-
good. People will still be watching it in 20 years' time.
Yeah. It's going to be one of those ones that's, you know, always kicking around as a classic.
It's good. Go out and buy it.
Definitely. You should buy it. And then watch Volume 2.
Yeah, and Volume 2 as well. Can't stress enough, you need Volume 2 as well.
Yeah. Okay, so we hope you enjoyed this.
And thank you for listening.
And next week we will be reviewing King Kong.
And Peter Jackson's 2005 remake. We're watching it and reviewing it to celebrate his upcoming release of The Hobbit.
Yeah.
Which comes out 14th, I
14th
think.
of December, I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah. Definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah, can't
Want
wait
to see how they're
see
going to
it.
do that.
Want to be there on opening night, but doubt you can probably get a ticket.
Yeah.
And
Such a
I want to
popular
go
film.
dressed up as a hobbit.
Yes. I'll be Gandalf.
But it's going to be good. It's going to be
Yeah.
a good film. Can't wait to see it. So, yeah, going to review King Kong. See you next time.
See you next week.